think this is probably one of the biggest points to this story, is that during that month and a half where I was on my back fighting for my life, I wasn't able to do anything to grow my business. But it was during that time that my income crossed over 6 figures while I was on my back. My name is J. Michael Stewart Sr., and I'm from Fort Washington, Maryland. Before I got into the business, I was working 80 hours a week as a transportation specialist. That's a sexy way of saying that I was driving a bus for a living. As a bus operator working at 80 hours a week, it was physically and mentally draining. I always tell people, I was happy to be gainfully employed, but getting up at 2 a.m. in the morning and getting off at 10 p.m. at night, it was exhausting. I was torn away from my family. I wasn't able to do the things that I wanted to do. My health was failing. So I was always looking for a way to create additional income, right? And what I found out was that no matter how hard I worked, there was just so many hours that I was going to be able to work that were going to create income. I needed something else. The moment that I actually made the decision that I knew that I had to do something different. I had gotten up at 2 a.m. To start a shift, about a 16-hour shift, and I was tired. I was literally driving the bus asleep. And so on this street, coming to a stop, a young lady crosses into the middle of the street, and I'm so tired that even though I see her, I fall asleep before I could react. And so I literally could have ended somebody's life. And what I thought in that moment, either I'm going to kill myself or I'm going to kill somebody else. And that was really the moment where I said, listen, it has to be a better way. And I got the phone call from a gentleman who's a millionaire, and he's a great friend now. And he simply said, Jay, if you follow me into this project, you'll make more money than you ever have in your entire life. And to make a long story short, that's exactly what I did. I jumped in, I got started. And to make my long story really, really short, this thing has taken me from the bus to the beach, and most importantly, the bank. What's most attractive to me when it comes to the business is the ability to be free. The freedom that comes with owning your own business, being an entrepreneur, and calling your own shots. I'll never forget, I'm a huge football fan. My youngest was playing this team, and this was the biggest game ever. And I'll never forget getting a phone call from my wife at the time, and she was screaming in the phone because on the first play of the game, my son, intercepted the ball, ran it back for a touchdown, and I was on the bus. And so what this business has done is given me those moments back. Here's the biggest thing that the income has allowed me to do, and the thing that I'm most proud of. I don't have the private jet. I don't have the Lamborghini. But when my sons call me and they say, Dad, I need this, right? I'm in college, I need this. I'm getting ready to move to another state. Can you help me out with this? As they're starting out in their life and they call Dad to say, hey, listen, Dad, can you help me out? Being able to say yes to the people that I know, love, and care about is the biggest thing. So that's a huge change when it comes to the financial situation in my household. During the pandemic, I was one of those guys that said, you know what, I'll never get it. And I ended up contracting COVID-19. I thought I was going to fight through it or what have you, and it just wouldn't go away. And I ended up being hospitalized for a little over a month with double pneumonia. The medicines that they were giving me at the time that I was in the hospital weren't having an effect. I remember a pivotal moment, during that process where the doctor came in and basically said, listen, we've done everything that we can do. It's now really up to your body and what your body's going to do. That moment changed everything for me, because in that moment I kind of came to a peace, if you will, within myself that this may be it. And I was sad about a lot of things, sad about who I may not be able to see anymore, sad about some of the things that I had not been able to accomplish, sad about some of the things that I had not been able to do for my sons, for my mom, for my siblings. But one of the things that I was grateful for in that moment, and it's one of the things that helped give me some peace, is that when you reach a certain position in the business, then the income that you have that's coming in on a daily, weekly, monthly basis you can pass that on to your beneficiaries. So in that moment where I was extremely sad and distraught about all the things I didn't accomplish, the one thing that I got right was going to be able to leave something for my boys. And so in that moment, that helped give me some peace. And ironically, that was the moment that things turned around. They came in the room and they turned the oxygen down because my breathing had improved. And so when you talk about the power of leveraged and residual income, you talked about the power of owning a business that will run with or without you, about getting paid for doing something that you did one time, something that you did a long time ago, or maybe something that you can't do anymore. That's real power. That's a powerful business model, and it's the best business model in the world.